Join me as I dive deep into the tough question of why God allows bad things to happen and see if I can find some real answers. The book of Job in the Bible is one of the most powerful and thought-provoking stories that tackles this very question of suffering and divine justice. Why does God allow suffering in the world? This is perhaps one of the most difficult and profound questions of faith, and it's a question that has plagued scholars, theologians, and everyday people for centuries. When we look at the story of Job, we see a man who has it all, wealth, family, and good health, but then loses everything in an instant. This raises the question, why would God allow such a good and righteous man to suffer so greatly? What makes Job's story so remarkable is that he doesn't just suffer quietly. He cries out to God, demanding answers and expecting some kind of justification for his trials. This is a man who has lived a blameless life, who has been faithful to God, and yet he is met with silence. It's as if God has abandoned him, leaving him to suffer in agony. Why would God do this to someone who has been so faithful? The issue of suffering is central to the human experience, and Job's story highlights the complexity and depth of this issue. If God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, why does he allow evil and suffering to exist in the world? Does he not care about humanity, or is there something more at play here? As we delve deeper into Job's story, we're forced to confront the darkest aspects of human existence and to ask ourselves the hardest questions about the nature of God's justice and mercy. One of the most striking aspects of Job's story is his unwavering faith in the face of unimaginable suffering. Despite losing everything, he continues to trust in God, even when God seems to be silent or distant. This theme of faith and perseverance is a powerful testament to the human spirit, and it raises important questions about our own response to suffering. In the midst of his suffering, Job's friends come to him offering explanations and justifications for his trials. But Job is not satisfied with their answers, and he continues to cry out to God, demanding a response. This highlights the theme of the nature of God's plan and whether we can truly understand it. Is God's plan for our lives one of suffering and pain, or is there something more at play? Job's faith is not just blind obedience. It's about a deep trust in God's goodness, even when we can't understand what's happening. This trust is not just about feeling better. It's about being transformed by our experiences and emerging stronger and wiser on the other side. Then, in one of the most dramatic and pivotal moments in the Bible, God finally responds to Job. But God's response is not what Job expects. Instead of offering explanations or justifications, God simply reveals his power and majesty to Job. This encounter is a profound moment of revelation, and it changes Job's perspective on his suffering forever. From this divine dialogue, we gain a deeper understanding of suffering and why God allows it to exist in the world. We learn that suffering is not just about us as individuals. It's about the greater plan of God and the role we play in that plan. Thanks for watching. If you've got thoughts on suffering, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to explore more biblical themes, be sure to check out my next video.